all now frantically trying to turn our phones on airplane mode.
Yeah, because
technologically.
Because CIA.
Yes. So
CIA WASP.
CIA was.
before we get started, we should point out. As you listen to this is probably the second episode you hear. It's the fourth one we've recorded because we've been allegedly fucking sabotaged by the CIA because we're too close already. 4 eps in, and we're getting close to the truth.
It's just our technological impotence.
Or Mike's laptop is completely fucking shit.
Did you say impotence or ignorance?
It's fucking both. I don't know where the hole is, and I can't get it up anyway.
Right, on that note, welcome to. We are going to cut through the bull with some post-apocalyptic truth.
The post-truth apocalypse, because we live in an age now where people are openly allowed to just bullshit.
Yeah, that's Gaz.
Oh yeah, hello, I'm Gaz.
I'm Ben, and he's forgotten his own name. We'll come back to him later on.
I'm the mystery guest.
Right,
I'm Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Well, I preferred it when you were a mystery guest. Put the bag back on your head.
Introduce me.
I pointed at you.
I'm blind.
Right.
I just put the bag back on your head and I'm done with this.
What were you telling me about a fucking spirit level on an aeroplane?
Some guy, I must admit, I forgot his name because it's just not worth remembering someone this stupid. I just want to remember his deed. Convinced the Earth is flat. So he took a spirit level onto an airplane and then set it on the desk, I assume, the little pop-down drinks holder.
Right.
Yeah, look at that. So that won't be Earth. And everyone just went, what the fuck are you doing, mate? That's not even... What?
Hang on. I'm not allowed to take my fucking e-cigarette on the fucking plane, but this guy's walking through with a builder's fucking spirit level.
No, it was a small spirit level. A pocket spirit level. What is a hand luggage size spirit level?
He could fight his way into the cockpit with a full-size spirit level.
No, the last time I was on a plane, I couldn't get past a drinks trolley and I might have fought in the cockpit.
Is the liquid in the bubble under 200?
Well, let's put this to whoever...
Speaking of flat Earth, though, it was proved to me that it's not flat, because I needed it proving, by, of all people, Steve-O from Jackass. He was a guest on Joe Rogan, and he'd been in one of those, the plane that goes so high, and then you get the anti-grav
like it goes as high as the Blackbird, it's like the edge of the Earth.
Yeah, he basically went to the edge of the Earth, and he was like, you could literally see it. He's like, you just look out and you could literally see the fucking curve of the Earth, and you're like, oh well, solves that. Yeah. So, cheers, Steve-O.
The thing is, like you got that guy who went up in the Bloom, Felix Baumgarten, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? He is up there. It's live feed.
He's up there, is he?
Yeah, he's up there. He's like what was his name? The Nigerian astronaut?
Major Tundi.
There was a fucking Nigerian astronaut.
It was an internet scam.
Did he get his money through an email scheme?
No, genuinely, it's an internet scam.
Oh, no.
Major Tundi is this Nigerian astronaut, got left on one of the Russian old Russian space stations up there. He's been up there for 25 years. They've been keeping him supplied, but they haven't brought him home. But very recently, he started getting quite homesick. He's really homesick.
Are you fucking jerking my chain?
No, I'm not.
Hashtag Major Tundi.
Hashtag Major Tundi.
This smacks of racism.
Right, so...
They just left him up there.
Yeah,
they wouldn't do that to a white astronaut. Oh,
so...
Fucking
you get an email saying that he's owed $2 million in back pay.
To get
right? So if you donate 500 quid, we can get him back, and he will give you your money back plus a nominal fee for funding him.
Oh man, I want to sing "This Is Ground Control" to Major Tumbi. I can't think of an African voice that isn't really, really offensive.
Very dispassionate.
So do I. So we're going to launch hashtag Major Tundi because I just feel it's right that this brave soul needs to come home.
Ground control to Major Tumbi. Oh fuck. Right. So shall we introduce this week's topic? Well done.
Yay! Technology.
Yay. We know how to do things. Okay.
CIA WASP will be defeated.
CIA WASP. So Major Tundi, hashtag Major Tundi, bring him home. Well, today we are talking about multiverses, And one day, and I hope I can go to the universe where I am literally king.
Yes, we need...
Because that's out there. It's got to be.
And not the one where you're a boneless
And not the one where I'm literally just a pile of human skin. That would be nice. That would be very nice.
Well, there is a universe out there, technically speaking, where in the 80s I was a child star and I starred in a very successful primetime action show with Hulk Hogan, Dolph Lundgren, and a talking Harley Davidson motorcycle.
Fantastic!
It's out there. And I would just like to start with saying...
What was the Harley Davidson motorcycle called, though?
Oh, it would be something butch, like Rex. Big Dave.
I like to think that the Harley Davidson, even though it's an American brand, would sound like Arnie. Just because it's associated with Terminator.
I think it's important right at the start to say that, like...
Because you need to get to the chopper! Oh!
Nice.
This is writing itself!
We've peaked early. But I think it's important right at the start to... For us to get anywhere close to understanding the multiverse, I think it's important to understand infinity, which means I fucked from the start. Because... You think infinity is quite a simple thing to understand, like, without end, but what the fuck does that actually mean? Sit and think about it. I can't.
Did you know that there's multiple infinities?
There's infinite infinities, but what is infinite?
So you get to infinity, but then there's another infinity beyond that. You get to the end of that infinity, there's another infinity beyond that, and that goes on infinitely.
That's infinity. And...
So this is quite a complicated subject, let's face it. Some of the brightest minds in human, well, the last sort of, since 1952, Dateline 1952, Erwin Schrödinger of the cat box fame. Yeah.
So what?
That wasn't a nightclub.
Is it real? Is it real? Is it not?
Is the cat dead?
Depends on how you look at it, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them.
Basically, he sort of said, I've got this crazy idea that there are multiple universes.
As you do.
As you fucking do. So
I can only assume you've taken some great shrooms.
Well, I did a little bit right at the start. Should we go? Because I tried my best to try and get my head around where this came from. So we've got the Big Bang Theory, right?
Yeah.
So
on Friday nights, 9 o'clock.
Hey, so this guy, my new hero, Alan Goof.
Your new hero?
Professor Alan Goof.
But he's never stepped in a wrestling ring.
Who I really, really thought his name was Goof, G-O-O-F, and it would have been brilliant. What a goof.
Yeah.
But no, it's G-U-T-H, Goof. And it's also important to point out that this, as complicated as this is, it is all theoretical. But so basically, in 1979, he was thinking about how molecules were formed in the very early universe at the Big Bang. He was trying to come up with an equation for it, and he found that he worked out through his calculations in the aftermath of the Big Bang, gravity could act in reverse, like repulsive gravity, repelling everything around it away.
Like me in a relationship.
Trying to pull in a nightclub. Yes, exactly what I wrote here. Causing expulsion.
Well, we've just proved this theory.
Right. So, described mathematically, this formula could take a tiny molecule of space and blow it up to the size of a galaxy in a billion. I had to write this down because this is ace. In a billionth of a billionth of a billionth of a blink of an eye. And after this,
hang on.
That's fast. Faster than
I'm trying to blink as fast as I can.
And universes have just, fucking billions of them have just come into existence. And we're getting to the good bit now, we're getting there. After this, it slows and cools. I feel like a science teacher. I don't sound like one, I nearly said that. I feel like one. So, basically, where are we? So, this is provable in a way because there's like the Big Bang. They're basically trying to find evidence of the Big Bang, and there's like cosmic microwave background. And
I've heard of that.
In this, there's like the remnants of the Big Bang. In 1989, NASA sent a satellite up and sort of proved this. So I've written inflation, baby.
Fair play to NASA. With their reptile tongue.
This is where the multiverse comes in. So they're doing all this Big Bang stuff, trying to find out, is there an equation for how the Big Bang happened? And then a Russian dude, Andrei Linde and Alex Valenkin, basically was thinking, well, what makes this expansion stop?
And a diet.
Well, yeah, the end of inflation. And then he realised, like, it won't all just end, like, uniformly like a brick wall, will it? It will end at different points at different times. and basically
Okay.
got him thinking. And he's like, so basically, the Big Bang's not a singular event. This got him onto like thinking there's fucking billions of Big Bangs just happening everywhere, constantly, before hours and after hours, and each one of these Big Bangs is its own universe, like ours.
So it's basically it's expanding as we speak.
Yes, it's constantly.
Constantly
Universes are being
expanding.
born right this second, billions of them.
So
constantly.
somewhere there's like
And like Mike said, infinite on top of infinite on it's never-ending expansion, which they call eternal inflation. And so basically, yeah, that's where it comes from. And then my last note is, if you heard the last episode, you know there's a bit of a running theme that Jesus could kick my ass. And there is a universe where I have much superior superpowers to Jesus. Frankly,
okay.
so
But what? But surely there'd be another universe where Jesus already,
Yes,
is-
but
with his own
no.
superhuman powers as it is, would
No.
have even greater superhuman.
I don't accept this.
What about Hulk Jesus? Somewhere there's a Hulk Jesus.
There is a Hulk Jesus somewhere, and I hope he's doing very well for himself, but he's not in this dimension. Our Jesus is a fish-making... Anyway, enough. So, yeah.
He's no Optimus Prime.
But again, this is all theoretical, and there's no real way of proving it. Could all be hog bollocks, but...
Well, the guys who don't think it is, and they are prominent, and they're so prominent, and when I looked at the list of guys who didn't think it was true, I thought, well, who the hell are all them?
Right.
And after some research, I discovered they weren't the superstars of science that are agreeing with what this says, and the big three, you'd argue, Stephen Hawking,
He thinks
he
it
thinks
true.
this is spot on.
Okay, alright.
Right, and if the Hawk's on board,
Yeah, it sounds like a transformer. It could be Perceptor from the that was the brainy one. So who else? Sorry, who's on your superstar striker list?
Michio Kaku, the Japanese guy.
I was going to pretend I knew who he was. I have no idea. Oh, the Japanese guy. Oh,
Yeah,
I know him. Yeah, very polite.
No, he's really cool. He's a proper geek.
Right.
He wrote a book called it's like basically all the stuff in sci-fi.
Yeah.
How far are we away from it? And in theory, how can we do it? So
He
it's
did a
everything.
lightsaber, didn't he?
Lightsabers, invisibility cloaks.
How far away are we from lightsabers?
About 150 years.
Yeah.
Which, with advances in rejuvenate treatments and immortality drugs, we might say.
You never know. Or my, avatar, my robotic avatar that the digital copy of my personality is walking around in. He's probably going to love a fucking lightsaber. Yes. I can afford one. They might be on the NHS. Avatars.
Depends if you vote
I'm
Tory or not.
voting, you fuckers. Yeah, I'm voting.
That was some last week, wasn't it?
Jesus,
You
yeah.
registered, did you?
I realised, actually, you'll like this, I'm already registered because I was fucking bullied into voting at the fucking local ones last time, I remember now, by Facebook people. And the bloke I voted for didn't win. He was Labour, I think. Because, we've got that evil
We've got the evil woman, yeah.
But anyway,
I don't think we can say her name.
in the multiverse, somewhere in the
But it's,
multiverse, right now she's being fucking tortured by a herd of pig people. It's possible.
Hey, mate, have you been to Maidley recently?
I have passed through.
Didn't you see the pig people? That's this reality.
No,
man.
I mean intelligent, sentient pig people.
Not
Free thinking.
Not just people who eat exclusively at Greg's.
Oh,
Right.
man. There's nothing more depressing than a Greg sausage roll, is it?
It's
You failed as a human. And you know you have, but you can't help it.
I used to really enjoy Greg's sausage roll, and I haven't had one for a long time. And the other week I went and got 2 sausage rolls because I thought, wow, I really go for one, a couple of them. And it was the most.
How did you feel, Ben?
How
did you feel, Ben?
I haven't been so disappointed since I left the cinema after Star Wars Episode 7.
We're out there. Oh, no, episode 7. No. Anyway, let's not get into
In
it.
an alternate universe, that film was fucking awesome.
It is, yeah.
In an alternate universe, Leia hugged Chewie.
In an alternate universe, Leia wasn't a Wookiee racist. I mean, R.I.P. Carrie Fisher. I know you didn't write
But she
those
literally
lines,
was like, fuck that Wookiee.
you did not like... Your character did not come across well as liking Chewbacca. Laptop just shut off, people. It's alright. It's okay.
Where's that wasp?
Goddamn wasp.
Oh, Lord.
But yeah, in an alternate universe, Princess Leia liked Wookiees. Chewie was actually regarded as a hero.
It's good. Okay, I was going to ask, one of the questions I had written down, what do you think? Is there a prime universe are we the Prime Universe?
I hope we are.
Or am I even like? So is it possible? So is every universe? Do you think that they're the Prime Universe? So I might not even be the definitive version of myself. I could be one of the fucked up versions of myself, which would explain a fuckload. Really, I mean,
I'd say there's an infinite prime universe. Is an infinite non-prime.
I think it's just arrogance that makes us think that we're the Prime Universe.
We're the one who invented this theory, I think.
No, because in another dimension, there could be a... And sorry, Neil deGrasse Tyson's on board for this as well. I always agree with the NDG.
I'm down with the deGrasse.
I'm down with the deGrasse, yeah. If he says, I mean, come on, he was in Batman Superman, for God's sake.
He's got brains and stuff.
Although I do wish he'd stop appearing on stuff. It's like you should really do more sciencing. You could have done like could have caused some major. You solved some major stuff if you stopped appearing on stuff for just 6 months.
Yeah,
you don't see Hawking appearing.
Solve world hunger.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Hawking's not really quite as. I don't want to sound cruel, but
you're going to, aren't you?
Now, if you were going to watch a television show presented by somebody...
I have seen a show presented by Hawking. He did Mysteries of the Universe or something like that. It was... he did a show on Discovery Channel.
That one must have passed me by. I'm sorry, guys.
A Brief History of Time. I'm sure it was a televised version of that. Yeah.
Fuck, that must have dragged. No,
because it was a brief history of time.
What, did they speed him up or something like
So Stephen Hawking, wonderful man.
Now I'm basically just bashing the disabled. I'm an evil, terrible man.
I'm sure he's got like 9 kids, genuinely.
Yeah, and I'm sure
you can't argue with that.
Probably 9 kids.
Yeah, pretty sure he's got a lot of kids.
That bit of him works. Go on, Hawking.
Exactly.
Imagine him. It's probably complicated though. But he's very good at going from first to reverse and back.
I'd imagine he's got a sex swing.
It'd have to be strong. that wheelchair looks like it weighs a ton. Anyway,
you wouldn't put him in with the wheelchair. You just take him out of the wheelchair.
I'm with you. But like we said, great man, and I'm sure there's a universe out there where he's a strapping lad.
There's a universe out there technically where he's in charge.
Yeah,
so it's
is the
atheist utopia where science has pushed the forward. It's probably 2,000 years ahead of where we are now.
We probably live inside his actual brain, and he's just. Did you see Guardians Volume 2?
Perhaps he's a mecha person.
No, I haven't been to see it yet.
Well,
no.
You get the concept of ego is a planet, but he's also can be a human form when he chooses to be. Maybe that's what Hawking's doing. We live. The universe is his mind. What did I put in this joint? The universe is his mind.
It's a Jeffrey.
He's his human form, and he's chose that form. I found a stumbling block in my theory.
In another universe, he's the Mecha Pope, isn't he?
Yeah, the Mecha Pope. Yeah, because obviously he'd be a religious fanatic in one universe. He would be like
in that chair.
Oh man, and it transforms and gets huge and like has guns and stuff probably and flies. It definitely flies. There's a universe where his wheelchair flies.
Oh fuck yeah!
It probably flies in this one, but he just want to show off.
I don't know if he's quite Inspector Gadget. I mean, in another universe, Donald Trump might just use the Twitter for sharing cat videos.
Yes,
if only.
He might be a thoroughly nice chap in some universes.
Yeah, it's nice that he got a fat arms deal.
He has got fat arms.
Fat arms and little hands.
Little hands, but they can still push those big red buttons, can't they?
Oh, they can.
But if anything, they're more suited for pressing it. Tiny fingers, massive button. Doesn't matter where you're here. You don't want a fat finger and a tiny button, do you? Well, actually, yeah, you would. Yeah. Hang on. You don't want a tiny button and a tiny finger. You want a big red button and a tiny finger.
We just want to get rid of all the buttons. So, okay, do you think people can... Do you think some people can transfer between these universes somehow? David Icke says...
Well, yeah.
People definitely are to be pedos.
They're reptilian, paedophile, shapeshifter, interdimensional beings.
Why can't they be interdimensional beings? Why do they have to be paedophiles?
Why do they just come on holiday?
Why is it that every alien race or interdimensional being that shows up has got it in for us in some way?
And they all seem to want to fuck us too.
I know that we...
anal probers.
Well, no, they all didn't our genes were seeded, that's how we got here by some aliens. Fuck the
Monkey
who did the
women?
Nazis like?
Aryans.
Aryan, Atlantean,
Oh, yeah, of
some
course.
aliens fucked us, and then the gods of Odin and that, I think they had a go
Thor.
at us as well.
Thor.
Yeah. So,
He was putting her about, didn't you?
We're-
He's a bit of a lad, isn't he,
these-
Thor?
So think about it though,
Yeah.
if science fiction is anything to go by, all these other creatures in these other dimensions are fuck ugly. So, like, we probably are quite
So we're getting a raw
attractive to
deal.
them. We're probably the sexiest bitches in the universe, in the infiniteness of the universe. Is what I'm saying.
I do hope, though,
That's a bit-
right, there's a multiverse out there, or interdimensional beings or aliens who are sexy green women. Because ever
Me
since
too.
Captain Kirk,
Oh, yeah.
and even in Guardians, I forget her name,
Gamora.
Gamora.
Yeah,
Is it Gamora? Is she the Beluga chick?
I think her name's Gamora.
A brother called Sodom.
There's a joke in there.
Yeah.
Me, Gamora, and Sodom.
In fact, you'd think that'd be quite an obvious boy, wouldn't you?
I really hope Gamora is the girl and not
Yeah.
like one of the big fat man aliens.
No, I
And
can't
people
remember-
listening are like,
I just can't remember whether the Gamora's the blue roboty chick
Mm.
or the green chick, and I'm having a problem remembering the name.
Well, there's a
But
universe.
either way,
There's a universe where
best be
she's fucking called Gamora.
There best be a universe full of attractive green women.
There is. That's what's so mind fuck about this is like they can just sit there and say because it's theoretical. Yes, if there's infinite universes, there's infinite possibilities. So there is a fucking universe full of green women, and there's one full of green women, and just you,
Oh man!
and you're king.
Oh, fun.
But you're not that Ben, and it's so wrong. Why would they tease us with this? This infinite number of views out there, and they're all just slightly better.
Yeah, or worse though. I mean, they
Okay.
could be a lot worse. I mean,
Could
there's
be
universes where the Nazis won.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
yes, we've got flying saucers, but at the same time, most of us are probably dead.
Flying saucers, the trains are on time, but yeah, if
Yeah.
you're not blonde hair, blue eyed.
Well, I'm alright, so...
Yeah, I'll be okay, hopefully.
Yeah. Unlucky ginger boy.
Nah, they'll let you pass. We'll all three of us will be okay, I think.
There's a universe where we're just pond scum. That's pretty dull.
Have you looked outside,
Again,
Mike?
You've been to town before?
Mike, we're here. There's a universe out there where, a few years ago I didn't ruin my life by cheating on my gorgeous 21-year-old fiance with a 60-year-old hag. I mean, good luck on that version of me. Bastard.
Yeah.
There's a version of me who didn't drop out of uni. There's a version of me who paid attention at school. There's a version of me who's extremely well hung. But I didn't know about any of this before fucking Goof and Hawkins started theorising, oh yeah, there's infinite better yous out there. And like you said, yeah, worse ones. But then also, hang on, I'm all over the place, but there'll be universes where matter is completely unrecognisable to us and different. So like, there will be a moon made of cheese somewhere.
Oh, I hope so.
You know what I mean?
I do hope so.
Where the physics is completely different.
Yeah.
And
Like solids are gas or something, or like I don't know, just completely
Yeah.
conscious. Like beings are like gas clouds, like and stuff, and there'll be everything that's possible is there'll be a world made of pizza.
Somewhere we'll shit diamonds. You know?
what I mean?
Everyone will be wealthy because they'll just convert their crap to diamonds.
it reminds you of the Simpsons, the Treehouse of Horror, where
Oh, the toaster! I want the toaster!
Yeah.
And the one he goes and he goes on. He's well, should we take the Bentley or the Rolls to Aunt Patty and Aunt Salma's funerals? And he's like, ooh, well-behaved children, fancy cars. Oh, Marge dear, would you pass me a donut? What's a donut? No! And then he goes back and it's like. And then he goes, oh no, it's raining again and it's just donuts. It would have been his perfect reality. And he gets back to, he's like, oh, well, everything looks okay, and they've all got forked tongues.
Oh, they've all got forked tongues.
And now, the Simpsons is warning us.
I was warning us about the lizards.
Well, I did hear a good theory about this the other day. I think it was on the last podcast that like they put all this stuff out there in pop culture and stuff, so that if someone suggests it's happening in real life, someone could be like, "No, that's like The Simpsons or like that movie we saw."
Maybe-
Don't be so stupid.
Like V.
Hang on,
Yeah.
maybe The Simpsons is like the ultimate mind control device. It's been going 30 years. It's still pretty good. I love it. I could sit there and watch Simpsons all day, in all fairness.
Most people do.
And there wouldn't be many episodes I'd choose to skip.
It's the most leftist show on
But
television.
at the same
They
time, it's
predicted
giving,
9/11
it's
as well.
giving us all these subtle hints.
Yeah.
You should cut
Obey,
one of your
free,
fingers off.
pursue.
They predicted Trump on the elevator.
Yeah.
Trump was always going to do something. I refuse. I don't believe in
Have you seen
prophecy.
it? There's a Simpsons episode before Trump got elected. Trump becomes president. As he's riding down the escalator,
Yeah.
he's got the same picture, and there's a cartoon character and they drop a placard,
Mhm.
and in the exact same real life
Mhm.
happens at exact the same point.
Maybe it was set up. Fake
How did it
news.
set up? It was like
Fake news.
5-10 years later.
Fake news, man. Fake news.
It's a hell of a coincidence. I'm lost. The Simpsons. I mean, it has. What's it trying to tell us subliminally though? That we need to lose a finger? Like, we need to,
It's the next stage of human evolution. We're turning yellow and losing a finger.
Too many fingers. We're all supposed to stay in the same town, never leave or something. I don't know. But everything's controlling us.
As long as they don't do a bad movie about us.
Did I like the movie? It was okay.
Had
It was
its
a bit weird.
moments, but other
Yeah.
than that, yeah.
It was kind of
There's
weird.
one where there's Back to the Future as well, isn't there? Where he predicts 9/11
Well,
Right.
Back to the
in
Future.
Back to the Future.
Oh,
Is it?
no, it
There
predicts
is-
Trump, doesn't it? Because Biff is basically like Trump
Yes, but he could,
Towers. Yeah. But I don't know if, I hope I didn't bring this up last time. We were talking about Nazis, so I don't know why I would. But Biff, while we're on the subject, Biff.
Yeah.
First of all, I love those films. Love them.
See, I was never that struck. The
But-
first one's okay,
Oh,
but
you know what you're about. The third
but...
one.
No,
Biff.
the third one's terrible.
No.
There's some weird sort of child molesting shit going in the third
Yeah,
one.
but look, right, so at the end of
Children
the
grabbing
movie,
their crotches
think
and looking
about
I've
at...
seen that on the internet. It's weird.
at the end of the movie, Biff's just there polishing the car.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
think about it. You know, Mrs. McFly. Oh, Biff. Remember that time when you were going to rape me outside my
Exactly.
school prom?
Exactly.
But George came along and punched you right in the mouth.
Good
Oh,
times.
oh, and he goes, oh, gee, and he's all like, he's gone from being all brash and confident to just like this bumbling thing because he's
Well,
had to
as he
live
should
in
be
the
for an
constant.
attempted rapist.
He's lived in the constant fear of just knowing that George could just report him any day for trying to rape his fucking wife. It's just Biff shouldn't be there polishing the fucking car.
It looks as if Biff is actually in slavery.
And
Free
also-
Biff Tannen. Free Biff.
Well, hang on. Also, right,
Raping
Marty
Biff.
McFly turns up, yeah,
Yeah,
right? He meets both George McFly and his mom,
yeah.
right? He performs on stage in front of everybody,
Right.
starting rock and roll. Chuck
Yes.
Berry stealing the song.
Yeah.
Love Chuck Berry, love that song.
Yeah.
Going to be good, fantastic,
Yeah.
right? So he does that,
Yeah.
and then he just mysteriously vanishes.
Mm-hmm.
And then so many years later,
They think, doesn't our son look
doesn't
like
our
that
son
kid?
look like that guy that went to the prom and played guitar?
And remember when
and-
Biff tried to rape me?
and he was hanging around us quite a lot, and you tried to fuck him,
Mm.
and
He was called Calvin Klein.
and he was
Yeah.
called Gary
Famous
Klein,
pants
and
named
now,
on
No.
yeah, and now he looks exactly like our son.
Yeah, but he doesn't
And
own
now
the underwear
George,
company. It is-
George McFly, quite frankly, sir, you're a fucking moron.
What an idiot.
You don't deserve to be in that film. I'm not a fan.
Why would you
don't think they're
employ
that good.
Biff? I love them. It's just the Biff thing, man. At the end, don't employ
But
Biff.
why would you employ someone who tried to rape your wife to polish your car?
Exactly. Because, I mean, I know he might be getting some kind of sick pleasure out of watching him, like, bumble about.
Well,
all
no,
day.
some people would do it again.
Yeah, a rational thinking person would be, I suppose, but he's probably too worried with the mystery that consumes his life. Like, that kid really fucking looked like my son. So,
I mean, but the thing, if you're going to do time travel films for me, it's Terminator. There's your
Yeah.
alternate timelines. There's
that's a
your,
classic one.
Terminator 1 and 2. 3 I'll accept, but I'm not happy
I'll
about
take
it.
3.
Resurrection. Was it Resurrection? What the hell was the next one?
Good question.
Genesis?
Yeah, the
No,
one where Arnie
no.
was only in it for like 3 seconds. CGI
Yeah.
film. I watched it one time.
Christian Bale was.
What-
Yeah,
for-
Christian Bale.
Mm.
It was quite cool to see the rubber
Salvation.
skin. That's it. It was cool to see the rubber skin
The first half
Terminators.
was
The
brilliant.
first 20 minutes of that film when they were fucking attacking the things and they're shooting the
Yeah,
nuke,
right.
they were going to nuke, they were going to rescue the human. Great, that's what I want to see, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. And then it was just shit. It was just shit.
That's not wrong.
It was just terrible.
What do you
I
think
never-
of the most recent?
I never bothered with it.
It's quite good.
Even though it's got Daenerys, Mother of Dragons, in it.
It's quite cool.
I don't find her attractive with dark, natural hair colour.
It's quite cool to see the Terminator being like Grandpa Terminator. Like, he literally just, his skin is human, isn't it? Or like fake human skin, so it just gets old.
So in that universe, then Arnie didn't die at the end of Terminator 2. He's
no, it's around. A different. It's the timeline. It's fucking time travel movie. It's complicated. It's a different timeline, isn't it? Where Skynet happens anyway.
But Skynet was gonna happen anyway.
Yeah, but it's under. Oh, I can't remember.
Because even after, in Terminator 3. That dude still started Skynet, even though they killed Miles Dyson. Yeah. Miles Dyson, sorry. He was like, well, he'd done enough, hadn't he? So it was like, it's still going to happen. He just delayed it.
Yeah.
But what I do want, at a funeral, my funeral, I want some dude dressed as Arnie, with a minigun, blowing a shit at a car, carrying my coffin. That's what I want.
It is a very cool image.
It is, and that's probably the best scene in the film.
Yeah, I did like it. I like.
Are they not touch of the psychiatrist?
Yeah, I love that guy.
Terminator 2, I cry like a baby.
Oh, that's my favourite movie of all time, Terminator 2. But,
cry like a baby at the end of that. That thumb comes out the fucking lava.
I cannot self-terminate. You must lower me into the steel. And I know now why you cry, but it is something I can never do. Wipes away the tear.
I'm welling up.
Oh my gosh.
And then the thumb. Just the thumb.
It's fucking... No fate but what we make.
Yeah.
So,
poor old Carl Reese.
Here's a question. Is there a difference between a dimension and a universe? Is a universe the whole thing, like a galaxy with the sun and that? And then, because...
I'd argue that the universe is contained within a dimension.
Okay.
Because you've got like this universe, right? So, from what we know, the Milky Way,
that's a galaxy.
We'll say the collection of galaxies around us make up the universe.
That's the universe.
So that's going to be one dimension. And then in another dimension there'd be again the same, and again the same, and again, these sort of bubbles.
Right. So their dimensions.
What is interesting to know, one of the guys who came up with this, Paul Steinhardt, he's one of the architects of the theory. He's the biggest opponent, and basically said you'll never be able to prove it. You'll never be able to prove it.
Unless we build some kind of fucking... But I don't think it'll be a device to travel. It's probably taking fucking ayahuasca and DMT. We'll do it psychically, probably.
It's funny you should say this, because I stumbled on the Project Pegasus, right?
Okay.
The secret American time travel interdimensional project. Age from 19, started off in the 50s. It was developed from stuff that they found in Nikola Tesla's hotel room where he died.
Awesome.
Alright, so Tesla.
Yeah.
I mean, you ever looked into Tesla that much of the shit he came up with? The wireless electricity.
He had like little bitty bomb things that could like go take down a house.
Apparently, a lot of his stuff is still classified. It's under lock and key and no one gets to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, he had like death rays, he had wireless...
Death rays.
Genuinely death rays.
Scorpion of death.
Giant armor-plated scorpions of death.
Well, this
helpful bullets.
It's helpful bullets and tax bags.
You guys are predicting the future and fucking with my mind, because I was going to... It's my turn to choose the subject next week. And the choice I was making is DARPA and the future death machines and all that, like future
DARPA.
tech and like the secret tech, and there's loads of conspiracy around it, and then there you go. Boom! We're slipping through dimensions.
All the dimensions are aligned at this point.
Yeah.
Because this is DARPA, this is the Defence Advanced Research Project.
And are they travelling psychically, you're telling me?
Psychically and hologrammatically.
That's handy.
It is.
Astral projection.
You use chronovisors, they're chrononauts, by the way, because this is technically time travel, but it does verge into alternate timelines.
Okay.
So, 1968 to 1972, Andrew D. Basiago, participated in a number of bizarre experiments that took him on journeys through space-time and potentially into parallel universes.
They were doping him up to fuck with LSD.
So the question you ask here is, abducted or molested?
Or both.
Or both. The mission was to critics study effects of time travel and teleportation on children. Because why children? Because they have a more trusting mind, an open mind. They will accept facts easier. So they appear somewhere, they see a guy with a gun, they think, oh, well, that could be a cowboy, that could be a policeman. And we go back, see a guy with a gun, we're going to crap our pants.
That's why they're dumbing us down.
Or are they sending these
Give us the mind of
children?
children so that we can be easily influenced. Is that?
I don't
They're
know.
sending these children to the lizard dimension, aren't they? It's some sort
Well,
of
no, because Basiago only ever seemed to go back. All I could find about him going back was he went back to
Back in
two
time.
major events. He went back to the Civil War,
Okay.
American Civil War. He went to the Gettysburg Address. Apparently, there's a photo of him. Right? He claims he was dressed as a Union bugle boy, so he'd have been because he was obviously quite young himself. But they couldn't get any shoes for him. Right? So he's wearing these modernish kind of leather shoes.
Oh, God.
And in this photo, right, I've checked the photo
Can
out.
you see the Nike ticks?
No, you can't. But they are weird, oversized shoes. The problem is, it's a photo from the 1860s and the face is virtually unrecognisable because it was taken at a distance of more than 3 foot.
But
Have you ever
couldn't
seen
I just get any picture from that time and
Exactly,
say,
of course you
that
can.
was me?
Of course you
You ever
can.
seen those pictures on Facebook?
But
Every time travellers, and they said they're using mobile.
Oh, yeah,
phones.
yeah, because they're holding something rectangular in their hand.
Who the hell are they call us?
Yeah.
it was John, exactly, you know, because
And
you beamed him over.
Yeah, but
no
you didn't send
signal, no
back.
Wi-Fi,
You
nothing.
didn't send back the infrastructure to make
Yeah.
mobile phone communications possible.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? And it's a magical time phone.
Yeah.
And somebody was at the Mike Tyson
I
fight.
have a
Have you seen
magical-
that
yes,
one?
I've seen that
Someone
one,
was at the
yeah.
Tyson fight with an iPhone. Like, oh
Yeah.
fuck off.
Yeah.
If he's got that, so I mean, yeah, people were into boxing. It was, UFC wasn't around back then, but it's like I think there were more important things the time traveler man should have been doing. Unless he should have been like at some sort of conference of world leaders.
Yeah,
or
trying to
something, but he
save
was
the
just
world
like,
or
"Fuck that,
something."
tonight was the
Oh,
that was the night
tonight.
Tyson fucking knocked that fucking bloke's head off, and he
I
went
can
there
still make the
instead.
meeting. Like, what? If it's
I can
over in
do
8
both.
rounds, if it's over in 8 rounds, I can still make the meeting.
I'm a fucking time traveler. I can do both.
Yeah.
Speaking of Stephen Hawking in time travel, he actually in that series, didn't he? He actually set up a party.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I've seen this.
He invited time travelers to the
Nobody
party.
came, so time travel's never going to be better. Or you're just mega.
Stephen Hawking is unpopular.
Yeah.
In the future, maybe he got everything completely wrong.
That's
In
it.
the future, like, we're not going to that idiot's party.
Yeah, why would they?
Maybe.
They did it just to fuck with him.
Maybe he held back science. Maybe he's wrong. You know, it's like in the future where we've taken so many thousand
Donald
years.
Trump is
Donald
somehow capable
Trump
of the answer to the universe.
Yeah, exactly. To warp travel and
Yeah.
internet
Yeah.
makes.
We've held him
Found
back.
it in his hair. There was a wormhole in his hair.
But you mentioned radiant energy earlier.
Yes.
This is what it uses. Tesla's device uses arcs of radiant energy to create a jump gate or a stargate. Apparently there are some issues with this. Some young kid came through and then his legs came through in a different piece.
Fuck's sake.
So-
no, he was chopped in half at a satanic party.
Ironically, exactly what happened in the film Doom, where they use the Stargate and the guy from Lock, Stock, who was the chef,
Predictive programming.
is sat there with no legs.
Right.
So he went to the Ford's Theatre for Lincoln's killing. He had a bit of a thing for Lincoln. This chap.
Why didn't he stop it?
What he didn't. So he didn't. He said he didn't witness it. But
Oh.
he then inverged on multiple timelines. He saw himself twice in the theatre, which
Right.
surely. Apparently, the whole point of this thing was to go back and provide the present day presidents with top-notch intelligence about the past.
Not to witness their murder.
But
No.
how does that help them?
It's a bit of a.
Well,
He's
this
been there 3 times now to see his murder. It's a bit of
Yeah.
a. It's a bit of a.
You have to keep appearing in different places and not seeing
But-
the other versions of himself because they'll shatter like
I'm
glass.
gonna drop a bombshell here. Boom!
Okay.
Right, a fellow time traveller called Barry Soetoro.
A fella.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was in Project Pegasus, made numerous time jumps. Now, you know him as ex-President Barack Obama.
Oh, dear.
For God's sake.
Barack Obama was a time traveller, according to the internet.
Well,
And this Project Pegasus and this Barry
the first Kenyan
Soetoro.
time
And apparently,
is he mates with that?
every
Tumblr
modern day
bloke?
president since...
Sunday.
Every modern day president since they invented this thing
Yeah.
had someone go back in time to tell them one day they would be president. And this Barry Soetoro ran for president in 2016. He was told by his future self that he would either be president or vice president, whichever way, the timelines are still a bit fluid,
Mhm.
right? he couldn't afford to run for president, so he started a campaign. He encouraged people to write his name in on the ballot box, thereby defrauding their vote. Taking a picture of it, again, defrauding your vote. And then sending that picture on a postcard to his address, which he provides on his website. And he will then say that the system is rigged and these people should be voting for me.
I'm so fucking lost.
As you can tell, he did not become successful. So even though the Americans got a terrible election result, they did not get... I've forgotten his name. They've got Andrew D. Basiago, who's an attorney.
Oh dear.
So, tragic, because he wanted complete transparency on Project Pegasus.
We would have got it as well.
We'd have got it.
We would have got it.
If only they'd have seen the light and voted for him.
This guy is so lucky that he hasn't been double tapped by the CIA for giving out all this credible information.
You'd think
We
so.
should worship him as a god. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, Julian Assange, he's saying real things, I think.
Julian Assange is looking like a bit like the king of the elves in Lord of the Rings nowadays, with his golden hair.
He is, isn't he?
He's fucking
Like,
Pamela
back in-
Anderson, did you know that bit?
It's either that or he's become a Targaryen.
Pamela Anderson has been visiting him. Remember her from the 90s?
Yeah.
To buff him.
No.
I'm telling you.
I mean, I know she's got hepatitis C, but I still would.
Me too.
Because it's like, she was like my dream woman when I was
Yeah, me
like
too,
14,
back
12, 13, 14.
Yeah. And
it
in
was
some
all about the planning.
universe out there,
Yeah,
right
some
now.
universe out there.
I am. Yes.
Some universe out there, she popped your cherry.
She did.
She like met you at the school. She came with you to the school disco.
But look, my point is, Julian, when you release real things, what tends to happen is your life appears to be completely fucked over, like quite publicly. Like, you get phony rape charges put against you, like, and dragged all over the news. But what the fuck's happening to Burrito Face, or whatever the fuck his name is? He's just an internet man, and I'd love to believe him. But, the legs coming through after, I know as a
There's
kid.
one big difference though between Julian Assange and this burrito guy.
Basiago.
Sorry, Mr.
Remember, gentlemen, he's an attorney. He can sue us quite comfortably. We can barely get a laptop to record a podcast. I doubt that our legal skills are that up there. We can take on a guy who went to law school for years. I passed a law lesson in college for half an hour. I was hungover and I slept through 10 minutes of it.
You're qualified.
I'm the most we've got.
Alright, as I was saying, Julian Assange and the attorney burrito. Julian Assange is actually providing facts and evidence, and this guy zip.
Barack Obama was president. What else do you want, Mike?
I'd like a paper trail. I'd like some kind of evidence.
But he can't give that out.
Is he a
dimension?
Is he a lizard? Is he from a fucking other dimension? I don't fucking know anymore. Is he the African guy from the spaceship? What the fuck is even happening?
He's not hashtag Major Tunde. He's not Major Tunde.
And I'm still rocked by the revelation that this might not be the prime universe. That I'm not me.
Well,
I'm a version of me.
We just think the Earth was the centre of the universe.
Fuck.
I mean,
Yeah.
Pluto used to be a planet.
Yeah.
I used to have a girlfriend. Oh
We
god.
used to have semi-sane people leaving our country.
Soundgarden was a functioning band. R.I.P. Chris Cornell.
Yeah. Well, bless him. Just goes to show, no matter how
And
successful.
Mr. Blobby was number one. And
Fuck.
I was just thinking, I was going to mention Mr. Blobby was like the president, he was Prime Minister.
I bought the single on cassette when I was a child, and I can still remember the lyrics.
I had a video of Mr. Blobby special.
Blobby, oh Mr. Blobby.
Oh, don't.
No, I won't. Sorry. The CIA will definitely show us that. They've worked out. When a Blobby gets double tapped somewhere. Pop, pop.
Edwards contracted out to kill.
I'm sorry, I had to come to this Blobby. Blobby, why?
You've outstayed your welcome, you big pink yellow spotted son of a bitch.
Oh, I don't want to just one death
And he just slowly bleeds polka dot blood. And he just stands over him. Go the fuck back to Crinkly Bottom, bitch.
Crinkly Bottom being an altered dimension.
And it's our fault because we worked out that somehow he is the secret to the NASA fraud. I don't know. Fuck me.
I think we need a break on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pause that, and I'll just press record next time. Going
Ooh,
back.
we're back. So, we were at Mr. Blobby before we
We took a
before we
break.
hit the pause and had a little break, but
Did we talk about string theory?
you need to explain this to me because it helps with the understanding of
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Because
Okay, here we go.
Because,
Hang
I
on.
mean,
Just before
I-
you do, Mike, I'm going to light the joint, and now you explain string theory. This should be fun.
I'm going to actually roll a cigarette at this point. Go on, Mike, it's all down to you.
Oh,
Because
shit.
I tried to look at this and went, oh shit.
And I will just tell the audience that, technically speaking, I think I said this last time, I'm a fucking tool. And that is a technical term. So,
I did
Here
get
we
a
go,
B.
Mike.
I did get a B in GCSE physics.
Well, then.
me, you're the fucking Einstein.
You're a Brian Cox here, that's it.
Fucking hell, a B in physics. Fuck me.
Hang on, if that makes you Brian Cox, it's going to make me Dara O'Brien.
Jesus Christ! I don't think they even let me. I don't think I did. I just did general science.
If we did, but it was split into three.
Was it?
And,
Well,
and they took our best two.
okay. Well, my result was so bad that I have no fucking recollection of it. So, okay, here we go. Hang on.
Yeah, it's not going to be up to the Stephen Hawking standards.
Mhm.
But,
Can you do the voice at least?
Okay, string theory. Go. Oh, and also, did you get me the cannabis beer?
I did not. I will go and get that.
All the way from Spain in Mike's hand luggage.
Yes.
How did you and the spirit level guy get that? I can't. What the?
How did you get the
it
ball?
wasn't in the hand luggage, it was in the case.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so it's not a conspiracy against me. You know,
God damn.
that's what people keep telling me. It's not all about you.
It's always disappointing when you find out there isn't a conspiracy theory
Yeah,
against you, though, isn't it? It's-
People have been, I've been through some stuff in my life recently, and people keep saying, "Look, not everything's about you," and I'm thinking, the world doesn't revolve around you. Well,
Why
I
not?
hate to be a dickhead about it, but technically speaking,
It doesn't
I am
want you to,
absolutely incapable of experiencing the world through any perspective other than my own physical body. So technically speaking, the world does happen around me and does revolve around me, and your world revolves around you. So stop saying things like that. And people who say I never forget a face have forgotten literally thousands of faces while we're on the subject of silly saying. Sorry, I finished.
Splendid. Better than the hand
Anyway.
with two in the bush, and I'll go get that beer.
Oh yeah, you get up here and
What is string theory?
Mike can do
You start
string
string theory, and I'll be back.
Right.
Right, string theory. Okay. And you got an atom, right?
Mhm.
Inside the atom, you've got the proton,
Mhm.
and you've got the electrons around it, yeah?
Yeah.
Inside the proton, you can go smaller and smaller into quarks,
Okay.
yeah?
That's where Ant-Man went in the movie.
Is he? I'm not
At
seeing
the
it.
end, yeah, he goes into the quantum realm.
Ah,
Cheers,
shit.
Ben.
No worries. Enjoy your crappy cannabis life. I don't believe anyone can drink that.
It tastes more like if a cabbage could piss.
Yeah, yeah.
But I tell myself it's got cannabis in. So anyway, we're down to the quarks.
Quarks, and then
Right.
you've got, I believe you've got other things lower than quarks.
Quasars?
No, quasars.
Aren't they the aliens from the dwarf?
Quasars.
Double A.
Quasars. Do you think? Oh, no,
Sorry. Okay, the
Yeah.
quarks.
Okay, it's going smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Until we in the Hadron Collider, we smashed atoms
Oh,
and
yeah.
we found the Higgs boson, and
Ripped a parallel universe open.
Yeah.
So we're getting all this stuff from.
hence the Mandela effect and all that, and maybe, possibly.
Is that where driverless cars come from?
No, that's
Future
it.
tech.
That.
Because
Well,
we got it from the parallel. No, sorry.
you know,
do it.
you know what the concerning thing is with them driverless cars? Is that one day
Everything.
your car will make a decision to kill you or not. Because if something goes wrong
Yeah.
and someone steps out and 3 people step out in front of you and it's got the choice of saving 3 people to your one and it can't brake and it can only swerve,
Ooh.
it will go into that lamppost to save the 3 and kill you.
Maybe.
It will because that will be the way it works. It's better to save 3 than save 1.
That's very unlucky for the person in the car. What I'm
Exactly.
more concerned with is the fact that I drive for a fucking living. Did you know that driving is the biggest type of job in the world? Like there
There's
are
a lot of
more
white
people
man, let's
who
face it.
drive apparently across the Western world than any other type of job. And that's the one thing that the most powerful company in the world, fucking Google, Skynet, is fucking like, oh yeah, let's fucking just make them all unworkable. We'll just deliver shit. Well, let me tell you, can you really see that driverless car fucking about up and down with your parcel, looking for, is it 101A? Is it where?
It's that level taking it directly to, but then maybe you get the
it'll get stuck against the fence. Like it will. Like, it'll be like when on a platform game when the character hits a glitch and it's stuck. That'll be like, 'cause it can't work out. I have to fucking balance over. They can barely make it walk down steps. It won't be able to hop over fences.
Hang on.
Yet.
So how would you get the parcel out of the van though? It's just a driverless van.
Exactly. You'll have to have some sort of robot.
In there.
Or don't tell me I'm going to have to sit in the van while the fucking robot drives and then I do the donkey work.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I suppose I could get really high while he's driving.
I imagine you just go there and just press your thumbprint. It'll register as you and it'll just pass.
Yeah, but why should I have to leave the house? There's a step down.
Why should I lose my job?
Maybe
I need someone like that. I need someone like that to deliver that parcel to my front door. So that if I'm I'm taking my morning dump, or
I will leave it with a neighbour.
Exactly.
Yes.
The robot's just gonna fuck off.
Yeah.
No.
Or I'll sling it with like any care or like
attention. Due care and attention
into like your bin cupboard and be like, oh fuck, it sounded like glass. But
you don't work for DHL, do you?
Right.
Drop it, hide it, lose it. I mean DHL, fine company, DHL. Allegedly.
So
drop it, hide it, lose it.
We're right down to the smallest thing in the world.
Smallest thing in the world, and what the string theorists believe is the smallest thing. It goes down to a small vibrating string.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, and that is what everything is made of.
How small?
How long's a piece of string?
It's
only a matter of time.
You, sir, take the king of puns. Pass you the crown. There you go. First time winner.
I'll get my coat.
No, we like you. Puns are the highest form of wit here.
We welcome the pun.
We welcome the shit pun in all its forms.
We do not shun the pun.
Okay, don't get carried away.
Alright, calm down.
Get back in your box.
Right. No, you've become Schrodinger's cat now.
So everything's a vibration. Everything's a vibrating piece of string.
Yeah.
Fuck. And there's infinite ones vibrating at once.
That's it. And they think there's two types of strings. There's a string that is in a loop.
Mm-hmm.
That would
Ouroboros.
Yeah.
Infinity.
Tied down to our universe, so that would be things like the electromagnetic force,
right,
the nuclear strong force and weak force and all that.
Right.
Okay, and then I think there's some strings that are not tied down in a loop, they're a straight line, and they can actually go through different dimensions. And that's what they think that gravity does. Because gravity is so weak, because you can defy gravity by just jumping.
Yeah, but there's gravity.
The size of the Earth.
I know a little bit here. There's gravity A and gravity B.
Could be, I don't know.
Gravity B is the one we have on work. It's weak, you can momentarily break it. Gravity A is the stuff that holds the nucleus of the atoms together. That's the strong stuff.
Right, I didn't know that. But,
This is how alien ships work, mate. Alien ships emit gravity B, which bends gravity A, creating wormholes to go through time and go through space and get interstellar travel.
That's why we're here together.
That is how Michael Jackson did the fucking leaning over thing in that video.
Exactly. There you go.
That is fucking impossible. I'm telling you.
Well, when you've had sex with that many children, you can get down to any level. Allegedly.
It's that Satan power.
It's that Satan power.
Which dimensions are you coming from? So,
he did go home. He didn't die. I don't know. He went home. I don't know which dimension it was or what planet it was, but he went home.
Anyway, gravity is a lot weaker than all the other forces.
Right.
And they think that this may be because it's an open string and not a loop.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore some of the energy leaks off into other dimensions. Okay?
Right.
And the way they think they can find it is if they can find something called a graviton.
Wasn't that a transformer?
It could have been. The graviton in the Hadron Collider, and if they can find that, they may be able to see it actually sort of disappearing into another dimension.
So if they turn the Large Hadron Collider,
they smash the atom.
That's difficult. Try
at 99.9% of the speed of light.
Right.
Okay.
So that smashes.
Yeah.
A lot of energy.
A lot of energy.
And then it
breaks them atoms apart, so that strong gravity force A or whatever,
Yeah.
breaks that apart, splits the atoms
Yeah.
into smaller and smaller bits, quasars and subquasars and whatever is below that.
And Quagars.
So I don't think they'll ever find the string because quasar. I don't think they'll be able to find the string because it's would be so small, but they might be able to find the graviton and see it disappear. And if it does disappear, then it may be proof that it goes into a different dimension.
But surely we've got to bring that back to prove it. Because, I mean, you just go, well, it just got incinerated. I mean, it was like a miniature nuclear explosion going off.
Yeah, but we know from other particles the way that they react, and it may take, 0.1 millisecond to diffuse or whatever. This may be short, it might just, in a shorter space, disappear.
So,
That's the way they think they might be able to prove it.
so thanks, Brian Cox.
I think I've got that right.
Can I talk about Mr. Blobby again?
Feel free.
No, I'm not going to lie. I understand right down to
The quasar.
string,
Yeah.
and down to the wibbly string. So what's that then? Is that a sentient being?
Well,
Is that God?
that could be,
Well, yeah,
that could be whatever
shit.
you interpret it to be.
Well,
It might be bollocks to theory, so it's not fact.
oh, yes, that's true. That's true.
But a lot of scientists do believe it now.
And
they believe that there are 11 dimensions.
Yeah,
no, but
so you
there we
mentioned
go.
this, you mentioned that, I was like, oh, that's lucky.
11.
Because I imagine if it was like 11.44, you're in the calculations.
Yeah.
You're like,
Well,
oh, fucking, so I can't work out division on paper. I'm not a maths
Yeah.
genius, I make no claim to be one.
There's something called M theory, and that unified string theory.
Is that anything to do with Judi Dench?
No one knows what the M stands for.
I hope.
Mindfuck.
I hope.
Yeah.
No, man, I was hoping it was Judi Dench.
Yeah,
Q. No.
M.
M theory.
M,
And that
oh, yeah.
unified string theory in the 90s, and that says that there's 11 dimensions.
You can't unify string theory, that's just tying lots of string together. You can't, that's like, what's when you lace
I
snaps?
thought there were infinite dimensions.
Oh man, so we're no closer.
That's infinite
Universes.
universes, isn't
Right.
it? I guess. That's a
So are we thinking like a dimension is like
dimension. Well, you get the first dimension, which is
fuck, this is new to me.
length.
Yeah. Which every man will over exaggerate.
So you got a line, yeah?
Yeah.
Something like that. You got second dimension is width.
Girth.
Third dimension is height, which is our dimension.
Hey.
But then we're in height.
Because they're the only three dimensions that we've got.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, so we're in them, yeah.
Length, width and height.
Yeah.
A piece of paper, if it was infinitely thin, it would be in the second dimension. Okay?
Okay.
Third dimension things can't live in the second dimension. Okay?
Okay.
You've got a cube, so you've got a cube, which is
So
third
basically-
dimension.
so-
Hold on. You've got a cube, which is third dimension.
Okay.
It can't be in the second dimension.
Because it's too big.
Well, it's got height, hasn't
Yeah,
it? But what can be seen in the second dimension is a shadow of the representation of the cube. So if you hold the cube out with a light over it, a piece of paper, you can see like a flattened cube. It looks a little bit 3D, which we see,
Yeah,
we see
yeah.
in television, yeah?
Okay, yeah,
Television's 2D, but it looks 3D.
yeah.
We're seeing a representation of 3D.
Okay.
Okay? So we're in the third dimension. We can actually see representations of what are in the fourth dimension. And it's
So basically...
4D cube called a tesseract. You see, Gaz?
Marvel. I'm back.
It's,
I'm
it's,
back
it's
in
the
the
jaw of
Tesseract.
Odin's throne room.
Tesseract.
Yeah.
That's everyone's after that.
They like that. Where did that go?
Fell through the floor through the galaxy, didn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Is that the one? Is that the square one?
Yeah, the one in from Captain
'Cause-
America
no,
1,
but
yeah.
I looked this up though because I wanted to know where that word came from. Funny you mentioned this. And a tesseract is a thing, isn't it?
Mm.
What you were just saying. It's
4D
like
cube.
it's like a theoretical thing, isn't it? But they nicked the name.
Yeah,
from
'cause we
Marvel.
can't-
Oh, yeah.
See, I know stuff.
There you go. It's theoretical, so we can't build anything in 4D.
A simpler way of saying
Because
this
4D
in
is space
theory,
time.
so everything you can see, if say we're in the third dimension,
Yeah,
so we can see everything from the second
yeah,
and first,
And first.
because we're higher than them,
yeah.
and we can see the fourth because that's just above us.
No, we can't
We
see
can't see the
fourth.
fourth, that's above us.
But we can
So
see,
the fourth could see everything from the third, second,
but
and
we
first.
experience
The fifth-
fourth.
We experience fourth in time.
Time is the fourth dimension.
So that's okay. So then they go to 5, and 5 can see everything down,
Yeah,
and then it gets a bit of 6,
yeah,
and then 6 can see everything down, and that gets a bit of 7.
yeah.
So there we go.
There you go. Yeah.
That's simpler, kind of.
So,
Thanks.
I like to break the fourth wall now and again,
So
as a
Tesseract-
Deadpool fan.
the Tesseract is a representation of what a 4D cube would look like. Okay.
So what we need to do is fight the Red Skull.
And he dropped it, the dickhead.
Oh.
And it fell through the
He
floor.
doesn't
Well, it wasn't
drop
his
it,
fault. It was glowing. It was magic stuff was happening. Comic book stuff. But
Yeah, we don't drop a Tesseract.
we see.
The best film I've seen that represents the fourth dimension, Monsters Inc.
Right, go on,
Neil
explain.
deGrasse Tyson said this actually. Yeah,
Explain.
It's true. Right, in
I'm
Monsters Inc. Yeah, the monsters open a door,
Yeah.
go through the door, and they come out in another place.
Project Pegasus.
Yeah. That's the fourth dimension.
Fucking Captain Burrito.
Captain
Burrito.
Did he write?
Captain Burrito in the fourth dimension.
And I'm a Hollywood scriptwriter.
Just remember, people, he's an attorney,
Okay.
and his name is
He's
Santiago.
Yeah, allegedly, Mr. Burrito is a fucking attorney. Where did he get his fucking certificates from? The Dimension X.
I bring you unlimited technology from Dimension.
We experience space-time as linear. People in the fourth dimension.
I love doing lines.
People in the fourth
Those days
dimension,
are
they
gone.
don't experience space-time like we do. It happens all at once.
Whoa.
So,
So that's fucked up,
But
innit?
is there people there though?
Well, I don't know.
well, why not?
It's a fucking theory. No one's been there, no one can go there.
Why can't I go there?
I bet Batman's been there.
Yeah, of course, yeah. You know the Bat's been there.
Hang on,
The Bats of Gotham.
Superman can control time, right?
No, he just spun the world back around because he was so fast. Is
I
that
think that's
canon?
what happened.
Is that
I
canon?
don't know if they count that. And apparently, I heard some theory about that. Apparently, he didn't. He's not making the Earth go back. He's making. Oh fuck knows anyway. Forget it.
Basically, he reversed the Earth.
Yeah.
But that even if he'd reversed the Earth, think about it. He's going that fast. He can turn the Earth round. It's not going to change what's happened. It's only going to change whether it's night or day, surely.
Mm.
So it's not going to reverse what's happened to Lois because she's already dead. All it's going to do is make it a bit sunnier when it happened.
So if there was a being from the fourth dimension.
I just figured out a major plot flaw in Superman.
If there was a being from the fourth
broken.
dimension, you can come into our dimension
Right.
at any point in space or time. Hence, it could, it's exactly the same as the Holly Hop drive.
Oh.
Ah,
Cause that takes you anywhere at any point in it,
yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah. I know you've explained it like that. Oh, why didn't you say that at the start?
What do you
This string theory, all these 11 dimensions, you know what it is?
Red Dwarf is brilliant. I tell you, the science and philosophy is fucking amazing.
It's the Holly Hop drive.
If you notice,
Is that the one where
have you noticed the T-shirt?
Yeah,
I'm wearing
London
today?
Jets.
Listeners'
Oh,
favourite
shit,
football
yeah.
team
Jim Bexley Speed.
is religion to us. But I can honestly say with absolute confidence that I thoroughly don't understand what the fuck any of this potentially means, could mean. I'm trying to think of films and things I've seen where I get it into going, but then trying to think of it real.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
That's
The aliens can control.
The aliens
Time.
control times, alternate timelines. Then he gets the power.
Mm.
He can change the timelines, but not the ultimate timeline until he kills the main big alien brain.
That's the thing.
You ever seen that film? It's pretty good,
I don't
actually.
think so. But okay, just on so infinite universes, infinite possibilities. There's a universe where instead of David Icke making shitloads of money talking about lizards,
He's just locked up in an asylum.
It's Peter Schmeichel instead.
Oh,
It's just a different goalkeeper. I was thinking about that because it's just a random goalkeeper that apparently has worked out the secrets of the universe.
David Icke won the treble.
He like scored quite a few headers.
David Icke won the treble, and Peter Schmeichel got injured early on and became the son of God.
Yeah,
Okay, now shall I tell you how they think the different universes are in string theory?
we can try this.
So
Yeah, well, I'll go.
So they think our universe is on acts like a string. It's called a membrane.
Ooh, sexy.
Okay, it's just floating in some kind of.
Goo.
Is it
I don't know.
insane?
Oh, did you hear that the Cypress Hill are getting the London Philharmonic Orchestra to play with them? Just like the Simpsons predicted.
Shut up.
Genuinely, there was an article on.
I hope they wear gas masks.
I read a couple of
the poor
articles on
guys.
Simpsons on Simpsons to the
way.
show on my Facebook timeline. It was like Cyprus Hill are going to play with the London Philharmonic.
Oh Lord. No, that's last. So okay, come on. What were you going to tell me?
Insane in the
That's
membrane.
it.
Insane in the brain. They weren't great, were they, Cyprus Hill? I mean, I'm not a fan
I'm
of
sure
that.
nickname for membranes is brain as well, so it works.
No, I know that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, so yeah. Anyway, it's floating in a membrane.
We're in a membrane, yeah.
The universe is a
So our
membrane.
universe was nothing. It was just whatever. There was no universe, yeah.
Before the Big Bang.
This,
which I
this
mentioned
is how it ties into
earlier.
the Big
And
Bang.
radiant energy.
This is how we come full circle.
Uh-huh. This is how my
Okay.
knowledge.
So the membrane is floating in a void or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Another membrane
Mhm.
hits it, impacts it. Yeah, that membrane crashing into ours causes the Big Bang, which causes the universe.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think that these membranes, there's multiple dimensions, there's infinite membranes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's infinite different dimensions, different universes that keep colliding and creating, and that's
Expanding
the theory.
at different times.
So on the good
External inflation, as I mentioned earlier.
Yes,
This is a study.
in your thorough research.
A study of which I am very familiar with, and yes, it's research that I did in the bath this morning.
I hear.
I don't want to see. I think I should deserve a round of applause for remembering.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I do a lot for memories.
Yeah. Well done, Mr. Brian Cox,
You
our
did-
guest speaker for the day.
Well, you-
You didn't know.
You did
He
get
was a
a
mystery
fucking-
guest at the start.
Yeah,
Who unveiled him? It is Brian Cox
You
himself.
did get a fucking B in physics.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Come on. I
My
got-
physics teacher said I get a D.
Yeah,
Fuck you, confirmation, you cunt.
What do they know? Allegedly, he's a cunt.
Mm.
Allegedly.
Probably dead now anyway.
Yeah, fuck him.
Oh, remember our physics is Mr. Franklin. He was a bastard.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't even a very good moustache either.
Allegedly, no, he had a weird face.
Yeah, he did.
But anyway, I try not to think about those days. It's all blocked out.
Repressed memories.
Yeah.
On a different timeline though. Think
Yeah.
about it.
In
You had a
another-
great. You had a great school
In
time.
another universe, yeah, I fucking loved school. I got a B in fucking physics.
Why even the B in one universe? You're a physics genius.
Yeah, in one universe,
Hey,
I was the teacher.
You've got an A-star in string theory now.
Yeah, yeah.
String. It's a theory. Brought to you by science. So just trust me. Mike told me.
Mike told me after watching a documentary on YouTube.
And it all made perfect sense. I promise. So, okay, if we're getting towards the end, are we? Should we try and decide
Multiverses, yay or
what
nay?
are our ultimate opinions on the possible existence or non-existence of multiverse, many universe, many me's, many you's, many everyone's?
Well, I don't know. It's great. I like it. I really do. Because think about it. No matter how shitty you think your life is, right, at any one point in time,
Mhm.
you know that somewhere
Mhm.
an alternate you is fucking king of the world.
Yeah.
Or he's having a great time. Or he's finally got that the bird he always wanted. Or he's fucking loaded.
Oh.
Or something's happening.
Fuck that guy.
Right?
Oh,
No,
fuck that
but
me.
that's different universes. This one,
I hate
yeah,
that me.
it might be a bit shit, but at some point it'll go shit for them. And it will all come full circle. Ouroboros. The Red Dwarf. A lot of Red Dwarf references this episode.
And so, I suppose out there as well, there are versions of me that are having a much worse time.
Exactly. There's some versions of you out there that haven't got bones.
Yeah, I just
You're
think,
just
yeah,
mollusk. You're just a lump of skin on the floor, just slithering about. I mean, that's a pretty shit existence.
That guy.
So you're doing better than him.
Even that guy's doing better than me.
No, he's
man.
not. You've got a skeleton.
He never had a girlfriend in the first
You can
place.
stand
He doesn't
up-
know this pain.
You can stand up to piss. What else do you want?
It's quite useful.
It is. It is. Always get your blessings on that.
I suppose there are a few functions that I'm quite proud of that my body can do. But what I mean, my overall sort of feeling I'm left with after contemplating this is that fucking scientists, they're right bastards, aren't they? Sometimes, like, just throwing at this theory out there, meddling with their big brains. And they throw this theory out there, so now I'm sat there to think of all these other me's. If it's not enough that I wasn't jealous of every other person who isn't me, like, and, everyone on Facebook with their digital perfect lives, and, now I have all the infinite me's to be jealous of as well.
No,
It's like
because Facebook's a lie. We only put on what we want to see.
Everything's a lie.
I mean, for God's sake, I post Jack, but when I'm going to download in a few weeks, I'll be posting shitloads. Just look at me, I'm here, look at my perfect life. Fuck you, Luke. Fuck you, what are you doing this weekend?
I'm having fun on this day.
I'm here watching these bands wearing a pith helmet and shorts, and I'm going to fucking enjoy it and get wasted and have all sorts of drunken debauchery. But you know what? This weekend is my weekend. Every other weekend is yours. You can go to Shrewsbury with your pug. You can go and visit Jungle Land with your kids. You can walk around Weston Park and be some kind of pseudo-intellectual twat. But this weekend, sir, is mine. And that's what Facebook's for. You only let them see what you want them to see.
That was Mel Gibson-esque.
Thanks.
Please don't call me Sugar Tits.
Alright, Sugar Tits. And that's why I'll be standing for Parliament in the next election. That's the kind of stirring speeches you can hear.
Bloody elections.
From the Gentlemen Wear Swords Party. That's what I'm going for.
Okay, so you've registered to vote, did you say?
Yeah, I'll vote. I'll vote against the evil fucking lizard woman. She's probably a Satanist. It tends to be the Conservatives, doesn't it? They tend to be the kid rapey ones.
She did lose a dossier that contained information on 114 potential paedophiles in Westminster.
She
did lose that.
She lost it right up her hellacious fucking arsehole. But her arsehole is probably a vortex into the netherworld.
In fact, I think we should check for a path to an altered dimension within Theresa May's arsehole.
It just sucks in the souls of the kind and the good-hearted. They get too close to her back end. I've gone down a strange path.
Delayed the paedophile investigation by putting on blatantly biased judges. I mean, one of them was the sister of one of the paedophiles accused.
Who can you have that?
Andy's a lizard.
I mean, if I was got arrested for something, and it's like, oh, it's alright, Ben, don't worry, your cousin's a judge. Oh, well, that's alright then. I'm not guilty. We got all these guys who saw you do it, and the forensic evidence points to you. Yeah, he's not guilty.
I got this.
And the next one they did was a neighbour that knew him, that knew one of the bloke that was being accused of paedophilia.
I mean, because that'd be uncomfortable, wouldn't it? Your neighbours you up for fucking charges against the child sex crimes, and you're the judge. Did you know? Well, so, can my lawnmower back on you? You find me not guilty.
It's like as if Mr. Blobby was put on trial. And
I reckon Mr. Blobby was on the dossier.
He was. It's why
Noel Edmonds would fucking hate Mr. Blobby. Noel Edmonds hates him.
They've fallen out.
I reckon they do. I reckon Noel reckons Blobby stole the show from him.
Blobby took all the fame.
That's why Blobby took the fame. That's why he's booted off the show later on. Blobby took the drugs.
And doing all this secret government shit like we established earlier.
Blobby was probably involved.
He probably had. Remember, Noel Edmonds invented some sort of car that was like going to be good or something. Remember, it didn't go anywhere. Was it a buggy? Maybe that's in a different dimension. I'm sure I read that.
No, the Sinclair C5.
Mr. Blobby sabotaged it.
Well, probably, yeah.
On it. Oh, fucking hell. I don't know what. Was it me who brought Mr. Blobby up first?
Yeah, you brought it back.
Why am I thinking about him today?
Maybe you deep down you've got some kind of Mr. Blobby fetish.
I did say that I bought the cassette when I was a child, and I did have a Mr. Blobby teddy, I think.
Oh, wow, you were really into that.
I mean, regressing childhood memories. Let it out.
It's been
this is a safe place, guys. It's a safe place.
It's been a rough time, I've been thinking about all these other me's and fucking dimensions.
I've got a B in physics, I don't know.
Answer me, Mike. Tell me how the world works.
And I've got a psychology level. So
what grade?
E. It counts.
Right now, I'll take it. My mind.
I'm not charging you £145 an hour, sir.
After all this dimension talk, my brain is a little wibbly wobbly. I'm not sure if my eyes are real. There are strings in my atoms. Fuck knows what's going on. If anybody asks me how long a piece of string is ever again, I'll just start pointing to myself and being like, it's in the atoms! And waving my hand in front of their face. You can't see the spaces! And sometimes I've, I've gone from Mr. Blobby to, I think I'm going to say something fairly philosophical now, if I do say so myself.
Oh, splendid.
I'll just take a swig from my, where was it from? Spain?
Spanish cannabis beer.
Yes. What's it called again? Cannabia.
Ooh.
Cannabia. That's more Italian. Anyway, so I've often thought people who, you with your B in physics, people who truly understand physics are have a more actual in-depth understanding of the universe than any philosopher or religious person ever really could, because they actually understand what that fucking table's made from, if you know what I mean, and how big space is, and
the very molecular atom level. They don't see that table as just a hunk of wood. They're looking at it as a chunk of atoms,
vibration, energy, and that's, if you think about it, I think a deeper understanding, isn't it, really, of the world than some geezer who's a philosopher, or I suppose that's a different kind of understanding.
Or someone taking a spirit level off your plane.
Put a caveat with that.
You certainly, Mike, you can put whatever you want, wherever you want.
A caveat? A caveat?
A caveat?
What the hell's a caveat?
I'm going to sit here pretending I know what one is.
Yeah.
Where is the cat, by the way? Where's the cat gone?
Caveat. I don't actually know what it is. I'm sure it's a word.
How you make up words? You don't make up words to confuse us. You're going to be in physics and you can make up words.
What would you like to say, Mike?
I'd like to say that
Put your caveat in me.
that's a great point.
Anything can be a caveat if you can put it in you. Or if I put in my penis, the caveat.
My caveat is
Not in my butt. God,
it always goes back to knob jokes.
Sorry.
You're stuck in a knob gag and be a triangle there.
This is just a fucking idiot. I'm sorry, it's the beer. Okay.
Sorry, Mike.
My caveat is
Mm-hmm.
I love what you're saying, but scientists, all we can see is 5%.
What do you mean we?
Universe. What, all of us?
I'm still laughing at caveat.
It's a fucking B, Mike. Don't let it go to your head. It was a GCSE. It wasn't from fucking Cambridge. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry. Give us your caveat. I need it now.
Inject me with your caveat.
Okay.
I'm ready. You've teased me.
We can only see 5% of the universe.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, so 95% of it, we don't know what the fuck it is.
Mm.
So, do they have all the answers?
No, but they know more about it though, don't they, than some dick in a fucking dress in a church going, and then the sky man told me that the meaning of all this is give me some money. Fuck him. But
I'm actually, my dick when I was a kid was like that.
Yeah, but Mr. Dude who really understands his physics, he doesn't go around getting people to follow him and give him money, but he really understands, I know what you're saying, yeah, we can only see so much of it, but he understands the bit that we can't, doesn't he? The fact that there is gaps in the atoms and stuff. There is no spoon.
We don't know why the universe is expanding.
No.
There's something called dark energy, they don't know what it is.
And
there's
things
something
that
holding
don't exist.
it's actually binding the universes together, it's
that
called
we
dark
can't,
matter.
that we can't. Isn't there atoms that blink in and out of existence as well? That we don't quite understand.
Yeah, that's quantum entanglement.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And so, but you see though, somebody understands that. What I'm saying is, your average person like me has no actual comprehension of just basic physics. But someone who super understands it, they're walking around just not seeing tables and sofas. I imagine it I don't know, like a robot looking at stuff and analysing it.
Yeah. How we go about the Terminator?
Yeah.
Unappropriate. He scans that chick in Terminator 3, he scans a chick and he's like, unappropriate.
I just think, why aren't there people though?
Why not? Why can't the Terminator be a cross-dresser? Let him do what he wants.
He can. But my point, I was going to say as well, why aren't there, the end of my point is instead of people are so stupid flocking to churches and, well, not so much in this day and age where we are.
No, a lot of religious fanaticism going on, mate.
But, not so much in our country.
No,
really, but
we're not bad over here.
But basically, why are the people should be flocking to physicists, basically going, yeah, explain to me the fucking magical energy thing again, dude, how, it exists and doesn't exist, that's real, what? Tell me all that mad shit, bro.
They can explain well, only 5% of what we can see and understand.
Hey, but it's better than 0%.
No,
Yeah.
They can't answer the
What the-
fundamental question that is, why are we here? Science can't answer that question.
Oh, that's not so much.
Can
That's
religion?
a question for philosophy. It's a question for religion.
It's not a question of religion, because religion is all bollocks.
Why are we here? What is our purpose?
Yeah, but that's just a pack of lies.
I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. I'm so alone.
You tell everyone, whenever anyone dies, it's like, oh yeah, well don't worry, they're in heaven now. It's no, the bollocks. If you're going to go on that belief system, it's bullshit, because people are going to go to hell. People are cunts. Sorry. Mr. Bobby, he's writhing in the fires of hell right now. You know
Because he
that.
got double tapped by the CIA because
Yeah.
of you giving away his secrets.
You know, I mean...
I think he's shacked up with Saddam Hussein.
in a South Park style relationship. Blobby. Oh, that's something I can't get in my head.
So, yeah.
As much as science is amazing and it's fantastic, I think there are.
Yeah, but you can't trust the answers in religion. I mean, you look at a bunch of guys who didn't know where the sun went at
I'm
night.
not on about.
I know, I'm not saying, but you can't say why are we here is going to be answered in
I'm
religion.
not saying
because
that the religions that we have all the answers. I'm just
they
saying
don't have
that.
any answers.
Well, maybe they don't have any answers.
42.
Maybe they don't.
Did I get the number right?
No, I think you're right. I always say 47 for some
47
reason.
it is.
Is it 47 or 42?
Oh, it is 42.
Fuck, we don't know.
42. It's 42. But that's something with computer programming, isn't it?
Oh, God. Well,
Or, according to Elon Musk and the Bank of America,
Is he
we
human?
could be living in a simulation.
simulation theory, yeah. I watched a 30-minute video on that, and now I don't know if my eyes are real. You know what I mean? It's these things. See, and here's another one. Why think that stuff and tell me about it, and then make me contemplate whether
I
I'm
played The
just...
Sims. I played The Sims.
Yeah, but if I was in a simulation, right, and I'm hooked up in a Matrix-style gel cocoon somewhere on a human tree, then I don't think that I look like this. In my head, right,
You choose something.
I'm shit up. In my head, I am. Yeah, there's a major psychological defect, but I'm more handsome, I'm thinner, I'm a bit more buff, and I'm probably a bit more hung.
That's all, man.
And I've got a full beard, a full blonde beard, right? Now, that's my narcissistic view of myself.
Mhm.
And I work hard at that.
In
I like
this
to keep-
dimension.
In this dimension. But if this was a simulation,
Is that you or your ego?
that's my ego.
Yeah.
But if it is a mental simulation of what you look like, which is in the Matrix, and you'd argue that is how it would work, because
Yeah. I've got to be honest.
I would be this fucking awesome Adonis.
If this is the reality that my subconscious is manifesting, then fuck me. I hate
Exactly.
my subconscious
Yeah.
hates me.
Yeah.
Because I've
This
been
is
through
my
some
point.
shit this
But
month.
if it's your id, your ego, which is your driving force, really,
Mhm.
everyone would be a fucking superstar, surely.
That's what they think.
But then maybe the simulation wouldn't work because it doesn't.
Well,
we
there's
need
religions-
losers.
Ah, but hang on.
There's religions like Buddhism that tell you to let go of your ego.
Yeah, but I'm not a Buddhist.
Ego
No,
death.
but there are people in this planet that not the Dalai Lama,
No.
I assume, doesn't have an ego.
No, of course he's got an ego. Of course he's got an ego. Is he head of the Buddhist?
What, you think he's
Yeah.
polishing his trophy?
Yeah,
with his mannequin?
head of the Buddhist movement.
I've
Got
seen him
numerous
posing with a
Nobel
lot of
Peace
rock
Tro-
stars, to be fair.
Yeah, he's rubbing shoulders with rock stars and world leaders. Of course he's got a bloody ego. Who wouldn't have? He's the head of an exiled
What I'm
people
saying-
and their
He's like, I'm the
movement.
most egoless person in the world.
Yeah.
Get me.
He's like the Pope virtually. Of course he's got an ego. He must have. He's not human. He's got a bloody lizard.
And I use hand sanitizer.
Every time.
And when those voices are speaking to you in your head, who's that?
Well, it's not the Dalai Lama, I can tell that much. They're the voices that are telling me that just carry on.
Tell you to kill, maim, and burn.
Kill, maim, burn. It's all for chaos.
Can I
It's all for the War Master Horus. It's all for him.
Hail the blood god! Hail!
I'm going to confess a secret to you all. Speaking of blood gods, no. But speaking of voices in your head, I might regret this, but once when I was a lot younger, I wrote like the chorus of a metal song, and it was called Mr. T in Your Brain. And like the theme was that it was a schizophrenic person with the voice of Mr. T in his brain.
That we're going quite quickly.
And it went,
So for the first half an hour,
would you like to hear it?
Oh, very much so.
If I can remember, it was like, kill him, sucker, kill him, sucker, kill him, sucker, kill him. Listen to the Mr. T in your brain. I ain't getting on the plane.
I think I need to hear that. If any,
Well, that's our theme tune.
any musicians listening to this,
If they would like to create the
if you
Mr.
want
T
to
in your
create
brain,
that song,
I'll finish it with you.
right? That I want to hear it. I heard Bat Metal.
Black metal, what the
It's
fuck?
someone's on this animated series of Batman in a metal band. It's got songs from the songs of what Batman does,
Mhm.
and you've got like Robin on drums, Batman singing, Nightwing on bass, and then there's another dude. He was an alternate Batman. I can't remember his name. He's on guitar, and it's this
Awesome.
proper metal videos with Batman singing. It's
Batman
terrible
story.
music. It's all the riffs
Oh,
fantastic, the lyrics are awful. But
Batman is pretty metal, to be fair.
and there's the Ned Flanders metal band.
Well,
Have you seen them?
I have actually, yes.
They all Ned
they all
Flanders?
look like
They
Ned.
all look like
Yeah.
Ned Flanders.
But, speaking of though Batman though, and in loads of pop culture, the multiverse theory thing is in fuckloads of stuff. Like every comic book basically
Well,
I've
thing
ever
is-
read
yeah.
like,
The
fucking
thing is,
utilizes this theory.
is this a bit of a Mandela effect? The
Mm.
fact that the comic books have utilised it so much that they can kill off their characters and then say, "Oh
Yeah.
no, that was an alternate universe," and then this is kind of.
Yeah.
Does popular culture influence scientific thinking?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, or
That's
the
the
other way around.
That's the old question, isn't it? Is life imitate art, or does art imitate life?
No, we're in philosophy.
Philosophy.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean,
Well,
because you can go more.
it's very
I
hard
need a pipe. What's my debate pipe?
the definitions of art.
Give me my debate pipe. I fucking left this here years ago. Oh, fantastic.
Ben now has a pipe.
Oh.
An old man
Oh.
pipe.
It's my debate
So,
pipe. So I can point it.
So, if the consciousness is a mere construct of the imagination,
then what the fuck happened to Mr. Blobby? No, so yeah, it's in shitloads of stuff.
Yeah, so this is
it's in our favourite Red Dwarf a lot.
Yeah.
Alternate versions of yourself, and like, you know, where he's like, out there is a lister who's really successful.
Yeah,
And
Shall I
I
say
am
my
that
theory of
lister.
Red Dwarf?
Pardon?
Shall I say my theory of Red Dwarf?
You give it to me.
Okay. This is not a caveat, so don't get excited.
Oh.
Put your pipe down.
Oh, man. My pipe's got limp.
What if Lister never woke up from reanimation?
Oh, it's
From,
all been a
suspended
dream in
animation.
stasis.
It's all a dream.
That's an interesting theory.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up from stasis and it all just starts
Yeah.
again. Everybody's dead, Dave.
No, he gets out and
He's back on Earth. He's still 25.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, okay.
So
It
all
made
this
it
is a
back.
dream.
Because in theory, if it makes you see, if I was Lister, I'd be like, well, Holly, just get the ship back to Earth and we'll go back into stasis.
Yeah.
That would be it. 'Cause it's like,
But then it
why
would
would I
still-
want to carry on? Because
Yeah.
I'm just going to age and die.
Well, Rimmer won't let him. He's hidden the codes, hasn't he?
But it would suck because
Rimmer
the
won't let
Riddler would
him go on
know.
it, will he?
No, it was because he's gone into stasis before in the show. He's been to stasis.
But he'd lose all the-
Siren starts. He's in stasis.
Mm.
He's lowered in.
He
He takes the
re-goes
memory
into-
stab. You get the
he-
stabilizer.
Yeah, anyway, I think it's a dream. I think it's
Mm.
I think it's all fabricated.
But that would suck
I
because then you'd lose
yeah.
all the stuff that happened. If he gets out of stasis, Rim and everyone's still alive on the ship,
Yeah.
like all that stuff that's happened, he's lost it all. So
That
him
would
and Rimmer will just be like strangers.
Maybe he get
Yeah.
Kaczynski back.
Like they were in 8, actually, if you
Yeah.
think about it, because it was a
Yeah.
fresh version of Rimmer, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
they were, you know, a lot of people shit on Series 8, but I can't say I'm a fan of 7 and 8. They're obviously not as good, but it's still Red Dwarf.
The beginning of 7's one of the best.
I love the way,
Yeah.
the opening that, and Tika to
yeah.
Ride is some of the
Yeah,
best
yeah,
writing
that one
ever.
and the Ace Rimmer one with Sky
Yeah,
Saber
I like
and
Beyond a Joke.
Fantastic.
As well. Yeah, with the
And then it just went.
he was a sauerkraut.
Oh, yeah, genius.
Yeah.
But then
That's why it's Rimmer. We're lucky to be alive.
Then it just slumped. Kaczynski just didn't work for me.
But I still like it. But
I mean,
anyway, get used to this. If you're going to listen to us, we're probably going to go on about Red Dwarf
yeah,
with every subject we bring up. To be honest, 'cause
Yeah.
it's all connected.
We are dwarfers.
It's like a
Boys and the
kind of a Bible.
Dwarf.
And that's it.
Hey.
So yeah, where are we?
I know. So
Multiverse.
multiverse. I've said that I think I love it. I like the idea of it because no matter how, it's a positive thing for me because somewhere there, no matter how shit things are, there's one version of me at least is getting his due, right?
Good on him.
Right, good on him, I say.
That's off.
Right, because one day it might be my turn. It might all come full circle.
I'm jealous.
There's another version of you where you're a boneless mollusk.
And there is, yeah. But
There's the one where your legs are pizza.
tasty.
You eat yourself. No, life is a constant torture. 'Cause it's like, I want to eat myself so bad, but I can't because I won't be able to walk or run
What if
or play in the basketball team.
Over the donut.
I'm so tasty. But what if they grow back overnight?
But they can't. That's it. It's just constant torture for a whole
Damn,
life.
that's horrible. That's a horrible universe.
Yeah, see, think about
Unless it's
that
Hawaiian.
version of you.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
But
the
I'm not
scientists
that
are
version of them.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I'm only thinking, well, you know what? The
Okay.
better ones might come full circle a bit. That's. See,
Sorry,
in
pizza
this
legs.
reality, I'm not going to end up with pizza for legs because that will just be silly. Unless some terrorist invents some device that turns people's legs into pizza. That's.
Well,
You know.
you could make it look like pizza with a flamethrower.
What if your consciousness...
Do you have a flamethrower? There we go.
I've got things and a lighter. Sorry,
No,
Ben's going to
no.
say something science.
No, go on. I was gonna say,
No, sorry, Mike,
what if your
sorry,
consciousness-
so confused.
Go
What
on.
if your consciousness is actually in each of these alternate realities at once?
Yeah, so maybe when.
You're actually experiencing this on a higher level, all these things happening at once, you being a pizza-legged man, you experiencing the...
Sitting on
my
a
head
skull
would
throne
explode.
ruling over a
That's it.
world of subservient
Yeah.
sex slave females kind of thing going on, yeah. Yeah, so
I know you're thinking of
Valkyrie
my
sex
universe,
slaves.
Even
That's
though...
mine.
Yeah, I like that. I like that universe.
Even though you can only perceive this reality, you're actually experiencing them all at once.
Mm. Do you know what? I have a
Well,
very
somewhere out there, you're having fun.
I have a very simple example. Right, you know how they say I'll do fucking science now. You listen.
Science me, bro.
I'll fucking science, right? You know how they say reality is simply perception. I have a very good example of that. When I was little, my brother told me that the milk float ran on pencil batteries,
Alright.
and for years into like, I'm not going to tell you how old I was when I realised that they obviously don't run on pencil batteries. But I was older than I should have been. But for that period of time, it was absolutely, completely plausible and real to me that milk floats run on pencil batteries. And then as soon as I found out they didn't, it all became so obvious and reality shifted. My perception shifted and reality shifted. Of course they don't run on fucking pencil batteries. It's double A's. No, they are pencil, no, triple A's. So I fucking ruined my own punchline. Shit. You get the idea.
I'm
But
trying
it's
to do
true.
that out.
It's a true story. It's a true story. You know,
Yeah.
What do they
Well,
run
it's
on?
the same,
Petrol, aren't
the
they?
same when you...
Petrol.
No, they're just a big battery.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're like-
Yeah, but he told me pencil battery.
Yeah, but they're just a big, quite a big battery. It's like 70-volt batteries. And
It's like when you-
My brother's an engineer and I'm not. I drive them.
Hard to believe.
He makes them, I drive them.
It's hard to believe.
What
Really
happened?
is.
I know.
Really is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's on that point though when you discover that Santa's not real, your
Yeah.
whole perception...
Exactly, reality changes.
You
and shit.
know, my parents tried to keep that going with me, like from
Till you're 25.
genuinely, far past the point where I knew that Santa didn't exist, right? And
Can I
I
tell you
had-
a story, Mike? I bumped into Ben when I was 17 in a bar and I was like, what's up? He's like, Santa's not real. And I was like, fucking milk floats run on big batteries, not double A's.
They really tried to keep it going. I knew that Santa wasn't real from like sort of 8, 9, you know, the usual age you find out, yeah?
Yeah, and I just come in and say, we're all strings.
We're all straight. Oh shit, Santa's not real.
Like 10-year-old Mike was like, fuck Santa. Physics, bitch.
He's like Dexter, just going loud. Genuinely, I've known that man since he was 8, and yeah. He was like Dexter when he was a kid.
Tinker.
It's just he's wearing pigtails. It's all coming together. He's got glasses now. Oh, I've lost who we were.
If only you could work a laptop. I'm sorry.
Tell me about it.
I blame the laptop. I can't.
I blame the CIA wasp.
Yeah, I blame the
I think it
CIA.
affected it.
It's weird how that wasp turned up and then shit went wrong.
I think it's good that we picked multiverse for this episode because they'll be listening thinking, well, they probably won't be able to listen because they're not going to fucking crack that one. We listened to the last one.
Yeah.
They got close with the lizards and their satanic rituals and stuff.
Well.
That's a teaser for if we can ever rescue the last
Well,
episode.
of course, the people in the fourth dimension have seen it and heard it.
They already know.
Well, one day, one day maybe we'll release it as like the Lost episode.
Yes, it will be the last.
It will, like, you know,
we'll call it "Fuck the CIA."
Yeah.
That'll be the that's
Fuck
probably
you,
a
lizard.
silly thing to do.
Fuck you, lizard.
I challenge you, Illuminati. There's some UFC guy who's like, apparently a bit. I might have the story wrong, but some cage fighter or something who like keeps going on TV and giving out his address, going, "Come and get me, Illuminati! I'm not scared of you. I'll literally fight you with my fists." I think he's been hit too many times or something.
You would argue that, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Fuck, never mind the Illuminati turning up. Just what if like crackheads turn up? Just like
because you obviously live in a fucking mansion.
yeah, you've probably got loads of really good shit you don't want to get stolen.
Here's my address. Go on, crack. Well, then
Get my shit.
But then you could beat up a crackhead, no problem. Even 3 or 4 crackheads.
But a herd of crackheads.
Crackheads unified.
They could
So
swarm
the crackhead union.
Imagine that.
The crackhead alliance. If they come together, we're all fucked.
There is a universe where the crackheads have united and taken over.
And everyone is just a crackhead.
Do you know what? I actually believe that universe would still be better than this one.
Possibly. Oh, the month I've had. But no, you know.
You're trying to get something across. I do like you want to tell us something.
I'm trying to get something off my chest, basically. No, it's all good.
Crap.
It's been a rubbish time, and I've been thinking a lot about other versions of me, and it's just been. I'm just keep thinking, science bastards. They're just, you know. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah,
Stop
yeah.
it. Stop it with the theories and the. You know. Next week we're going to talk about fucking killer robots.
Actually, what are we doing next week?
I'd like to do DARPA if that's possible, and DARPA and sort of future tech war, you know, conspiracy,
tech.
you know,
Tech wars.
rumored weapons types of things.
Oh, I like
and there's
this.
a lot of real shit you can watch before next week of test footage and stuff, and it's quite horrifying.
I've actually heard of something called Beowulf, which is like basically an Iron Man suit.
Yeah, there were robot dogs, and I heard about Beowulf, but we'll save that. So. Do we need to wrap up on
I think we should.
multiverse?
I think we should. Multiverse. So we like it
Yeah,
because at least somewhere there's
Kind of.
someone one of us getting something.
and pizza legs, and yeah. I mean, I don't come across as bitter, you know. I mean, I suppose I am happy deep down for the other versions of me that are doing way better. But you know, like you said, fuck all the ones that are not doing better than me. It's like I should take strength in that, in the infinite number of
You don't
me's
have legs
who
of
are really,
pizza.
really shit.
You're not a human mollusk.
Yeah, not a human mollusk. And I'm not one of the women stuck on your sex slave planet.
Exactly.
That would suck for me.
Yeah. Or one of the skulls of my enemies mounted into my throne.
I wouldn't like that.
No.
So, yeah, multiverse, we'll never know, will we, really? Unless somebody invents a way of, you know, unless I do the ayahuasca, which I aim to do, and possibly, hopefully record, if at all possible. I don't know if I'm ever going to find out about the other dimensions, so it's one of them. I'm going to try and stop thinking about it now we've recorded. Mike?
Yeah. Well, like I said, there's that graviton test that they might be able to.
Are we sure that Graviton was the transformer? It wasn't that.
Graviton say universe not real.
Who did Megatron turn into?
Galvatron!
Galvatron.
It's all clues, just cluing us in.
Galvatron. Sorry, it was close. It was bugging me. Sorry.
Yes, and he was voiced by Dr. Spock, and he's been to space, and it's all somehow connected. Maybe, sorry, we cut Mike
I
off
think
again.
we're living a fantastic time, really. 'Cause let's face it, I mean, 100 years ago, we knew nothing about, we couldn't even get anything into the air, you know what I mean? No planes or nothing, and
Apart from disease. We were
Well,
good at
yeah.
getting that in the air.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but it's like now, as far as understanding physics, we knew that there was an atom, but that we didn't know what was smaller than that. So technology keeps increasing, our knowledge is going to improve, and it's if we can actually find a way of testing these things, it's going to be. Imagine if we could actually go to other dimensions. I mean, that would be
would be
Like
fun
sliders.
to visit Pizza Legs, wouldn't it?
like sliders.
And
If
laugh at
anyone's
him.
watched
Would you
sliders,
eat his
then-
legs?
Just to fuck with him.
Yeah. Sliders, though, yeah, that was a. See,
I haven't seen those.
we had a bit of a text discussion at Sliders and Quantum Leap, because I got confused with Quantum Leap. Ziggy was a crap computer.
He's terrible.
He never got him back, did he?
No.
But he did get him to be Elvis for a day, didn't he? Did I
Yeah,
see
we
that
also
one?
stuck him on the Titanic. I remember that episode.
That's a shit joke.
Yeah.
Well, on
Anyway,
that note,
on that note, fuck you, Ziggy.
Yeah.
And
Fuck you, Ziggy.
And last words, gentlemen.
Peace out.
Peace all across the multiverse to all of you, all your versions. I wish them nothing but
Peace
love
and goodwill
and joy.
to all men
Yeah. And if your legs are pizza, do not bite. See you next week. Bye.
Stay classy, world.
Kill him, sucker, kill him, sucker, kill him, sucker, kill him.